Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be taking a look at my latest Doctor Who custom figures that I've had a go at painting and making and just literally just being creative as much as I can. I've had some spare figures on my shelf and I really wanted to give them a new lease of life. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to comment, subscribe and share with your friends. Okay, so this Dalek first started out looking a little bit similar to the Weetabix Dalek, and over the duration of trying to figure out what can I do with a spare resurrection of the Dalek Supreme Dalek from the B&M sets, and the idea came to me that I was originally going to do a Red Dalek from that story that was never featured, and then I was like, what can I do? I just felt like the colour scheme was a bit meh. So what I've done, I have gone down the Dalek Invasion of Earth route for this colour scheme, because I just feel like the red and the silver is perfect for this. I really enjoyed the movie Daleks. So last year I did a post showcasing some of my movie Daleks that I own, and they are the remote control 12-inch ones from the Peter Cushing movies. I looked at a few different Dalek reference pictures to try and figure something out, and eventually it kind of ended up becoming a toss-up between the movie Dalek colour scheme and the Dalek Alpha from the Big Finish audio dramas with the 8th Doctor comic as well. Just think the red and the silver goes so well together and it complements this design. As articulation goes, it's pretty much still the same. Eye goes up and down, there's still plenty of posability. Again, the paints that I used for this were Citadel paints that you can get from any geeky shop. I mean, there's a shop in town, Fanboys I think it's called, and they do games nights and stuff like that. So if you're into Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff, you can do your own characters, your miniatures. So in other words, they have all different types. Out of 10 I'd probably rate this about 5, and it's purely just because of the paint job. I was in a rush, and I think you can kind of tell maybe I could have painted the base black or painted the base silver to kind of finish it off. Maybe the Exterminator gun could have been silver. Just little things like that, but hey ho, it was a fun paint. So yeah, sticking with Daleks. Now this one is a broken Evil of the Daleks black-headed dome Dalek, and I simply just painted the head silver, and I have fixed the little arm articulation. It's still a bit frail, but what I've done, I've got a little thing, those old-fashioned clips what you put on curtains. It's basically one of them, and I've just cut the thing off it, painted it silver, and just super glued it on. So now it kind of looks like one of the movie Daleks. I was tempted to glue some super glue lids to the side and paint them blue and then give it a big base, but I just didn't want to ruin it, so I've kept it as a Power of the Daleks Dalek, where they are sort of shocking the mutants to awaken them to go into the casing. So that's an easy custom to do, really. I didn't have a problem doing that one. Obviously though, for this, it didn't come with a Exterminator arm, so I had a spare 1960s Dalek gun, and I've literally just glued that on because I did go into this with the intention to try and make a movie Dalek, so I wouldn't have to paint the bottom, and literally it would have just been 2 super glue lids chopped down and then just put like a... Now then, continuing with Daleks, on screen you probably can tell that this Dalek is based off one of the destroyed Daleks from the Civil War fight. It is quite an easy one to do. I just put up some reference pictures. You know, you've got some like multiple destroyed Daleks in the Remembrance story that were really, really well put together, to be honest. Now, I've simply just used some of my gold Daleks. I had a destroyed Dalek that was an earlier custom that I featured in what I think it was like the 3rd custom video that I did, and I've just sort of added a bit more to this one, and I thought with it being a destroyed one, I think it'd go really well with the other destroyed Imperial Dalek. I know it's got the inaccurate base, but when they're all displayed together, who can tell the difference, you know what I mean? I think it's a great one if you don't want to ruin one of your Remembrance of the Daleks, Imperial Daleks, especially due to how expensive they are. And I think using like the head, like my 60s Dalek head that I painted white, it's just all bits and spare pieces that I've had, and I think instead of letting it go to waste, I can use it as a little diorama. As you can tell, I've put like green paint. I've since bought some like tentacles, so I'm in like 2 minds whether to do another destroyed Dalek or have a go making the Nestine Consciousness. But I have bought some like little octopuses in a pack, like these little squidgy ones, so I'm thinking I might do another few destroyed Daleks if I can. But yeah, anyway, that's that's the end of that one. So at the time of recording, I did this around Halloween. Now I have had it on my shelf for a bit, but I did want to try and post something, but I didn't get around to it. So this is my werewolf custom. I've tried to paint it so it looks a little bit like Sutek from the Shooter Gatwa era. Obviously there's loads of inaccuracies and I'd need to like sculpt some like eyes, or maybe get like a little crystal, a red little gem or something, just to make him look a bit more dog, you know, like a bit more how he did in the what was the episode? The finale of Shooter Gatwa's first run as the Doctor, when they brought Sutek back, which I wasn't massively impressed with, to be honest, because I felt like another CGI monster kind of thing, and then they just did the exact same thing for Series 2 with Omega, so, you know, I thought it was a bit shit. But I did like the design, and I thought it was really good to like reimagine him to be like really powerful, like maybe he's absorbed so much power from the TARDIS, he has become this entity. So yeah, I thought it really cool. So I've had to go just literally painting a werewolf from Series 2, and I've just displayed this with my Shooter Gatwa Doctor, so he looks kind of cool. Next up, we've got a Parmesan Big Finish Doctor Who figure custom that I made using a Nick Cutter's body. It was spare. It was from one of my earlier videos that I did. I wasn't happy with my Owen Harper figure, so I've kept the head. I'm going to do something with that at some point. Now I've had a go doing a more sort of accurate depiction of how Parmesan looks in the Big Finish audio dramas. On some of the covers, he does have his jacket buttoned up, and I've literally just put the bag accessory that came with the 3/8 Doctors on this one, and he looks incredible with the other Doctors as well. So it's another easy, simple variant to do, and something you just can do if you've got a spare Nick Cutter, or even like a spare Ryan Sinclair from the Jodie Whittaker set. Here is my Rose Tyler figure custom that I've made. It is a more normal looking Rose Tyler. She's not got like the disco dancing action going on. This was just using spare parts. I had a spare Rose Tyler, I had a spare Sarah Jane's arms, I had some Jodie Whittaker hands to go on here as well. Pretty much every single bit of it is recycled. I had a spare Martha Jones legs that I wanted to use, and I've just painted them black, and I've done her shoes red, and hey presto, I've got a more normal looking Rose Tyler. So I'm going to say this is her from Parting of the Ways, but she's got like the black pants on, so a really easy one to do. Again, stick around, I'm going to try and have a go at doing some more customs. I don't know what's on the agenda next, but have an amazing evening whenever you're watching this, and stay fabulous. See you later. Bye.